Hi there, I'm Christina from It Is a Keeper. Today I'm showing you how to make my great Aunt Tony's blueberry coffee cake. My Aunt Tony was my grandfather's sister and she made the most incredible blueberry coffee cake. We used to make this cake together when I was a kid, and today I'm sharing this recipe with you. This is a classic old-fashioned recipe that comes out perfect every time. Before we get started though, I'd love it if you clicked on the red subscribe button below so you're notified whenever I share a new recipe. And if you like this video, can you give it a thumbs up, please? Okay, so to start making my Aunt Tony's blueberry coffee cake, we need to cream together some shortening. This is just plain old vegetable shortening, just some Crisco or whatever brand you use, and some plain white table sugar. So most baking recipes start by creaming together some sort of fat and sugar. And we want to do this until it's light and fluffy. Okay, so that looks like it's combining nicely. Now we're going to start adding some of the wet ingredients to the bowl. So I have an egg, and then I have some milk, and then I'm going to add some vanilla. And back to the beaters. Okay, we are done with our beaters. The rest we're gonna do by hand. Okay, our wet ingredients are done. I'm going to swap this bowl out for another bowl, and we're going to work on our dry ingredients. For our dry ingredients, I have some flour, and I'm going to sift this all together. It's going to incorporate some air and remove any lumps. So I have flour, some baking powder, and some salt. Okay, so all we're left with are those couple of hard bits. We'll just put those off to the side here. Beautiful billowy flour. So now we're going to bring those wet ingredients back, and we're going to transfer the dry ingredients right into there. And we're going to mix this by hand just until everything comes together. And it's okay if the batter is a little lumpy. We don't want to over mix it because that will make the cake tough. We don't want to develop any extra gluten. Now to this, we are going to add a couple of cups of fresh blueberries. And when I put them in, I like to kind of run them over my hand just to make sure I didn't miss any stems or anything while I was preparing them. I grew up with blueberries in our yard. We had about an acre of blueberry bushes, and we've been making this recipe forever. It's a classic recipe in my family. I mentioned in the intro that my Aunt Tony was my grandfather's sister. And when I was 10, I had my appendix out and had to stay with her for a little bit while my parents worked during my recovery. And this is one of the things we did. We made this blueberry cake. I swear we must have made it at least a half a dozen times in the week that I stayed with her. We gave them to everybody. You want to do this gently so that the blueberries don't break. Now, you can use frozen blueberries here, but keep in mind if you use frozen blueberries, whoopsie, that one's already breaking. If you use frozen blueberries, your batter's probably going to be a little purple, and that's okay. It'll still taste great. It'll just have that purple tint to it. So we don't really want to overmix this, so I'm going to stop right here. And next we're going to get this batter into our baking dish, and then we're gonna work on the topping. Okay, so I have a prepared 9x9 baking dish that I have sprayed with nonstick cooking spray. And I'm gonna transfer all of our batter into there, get all those blueberries out. Don't do us any good in a bowl. And I'm gonna press it into the pan. There's so many blueberries in this. It's gonna be delicious. Aunt Tony was a master baker. She had so many great recipes. I really enjoyed my time with her, you know, as I was recovering from my appendectomy at the ripe old age of 10. And get that off there. Okay, beautiful. So we're going to set this aside and we're going to start making our streusel topping. Okay, so to make our streusel topping, we're starting with some melted butter. And to this, we're going to add some brown sugar and a little bit of flour. And of course, some cinnamon, because you can't have streusel without cinnamon. And then I'm just going to stir this together until it's completely mixed and a little bit crumbly. We're going to add our blueberry topping. I like to just use my fingers and kind of like break it into chunks across the top. Okay, this is looking wonderful. We're going to pop this into a preheated oven, and it needs to bake for about 40 to 50 minutes. That cake needs to really, it takes its time to cook through. It's a pretty dense cake. So 40 to 50 minutes later, and we're gonna have something to try. Okay, so our cake is done and it has cooled a bit. You guys, this looks perfect. I can't wait to dive in. Now I've let this cool for a bit, so it's not smoking hot, although it would be great if it was nice and hot. But let's go in and try a piece. Cutting through that streusel topping. And if you greased it nice, it should just pop right out. It is popping right out. Look at that. Yummo. Look at all that blueberry deliciousness. I don't know if you're an end piece person or a middle person. I like the middle. Some people love the ends, but end, middle, it doesn't matter. This is that good. But just look at all that blueberry deliciousness. Okay, going in. I want to bite with everything. Ah. Mmm. Oh, this takes me back. This takes me back to like 10-year-old me. This is so good. I really do think Aunt Tony would be proud of the way this cake turned out, everyone. This is definitely a keeper. Thanks for watching. You can get the printable recipe in the video description below. Make sure you like, follow, and subscribe so you don't miss a single thing. And be sure to check out the rest of my videos where you can find more of my favorite easy recipes and quick tips. I'll see you soon. Bye.